How fast you can climb 4 flights of stairs says more about how long you will live than almost any number your doctor measures. Not your weight, not your cholesterol, not the reading on the cuff. One ordinary staircase, climbed at a brisk pace, exposes something those single tests miss. Here is the test. Find 60 steps, roughly 4 flights. Climb them in one go without stopping, at a pace that leaves you a little breathless, but still moving. No running, no sprint, just steady and quick. Then look at the clock. Under 1 minute points to a strong functional level. Closer to 1.5 minutes, or needing to stop and catch your breath, is a signal worth paying attention to. Not a diagnosis. A signal. What that short climb measures has a name. Cardio-respiratory fitness. And in one of the largest studies ever run on it, the lowest fitness carried a risk of dying on the same scale as serious heart disease. The stairs are not testing your legs, they are testing the engine underneath them. That engine has a name too. VO2 max. The most oxygen your body can deliver and burn in a single minute of hard effort. It is the size of your whole air OH-BIC capacity in one number. Think of oxygen as the currency every cell spends to make energy. Sitting still, the price is low. Climbing stairs raises the price fast. Your body now has to deliver oxygen far quicker than it does at rest, or you stall somewhere on the 3rd flight. 4 systems set that ceiling. The heart, by how much blood it pushes with every beat. The blood by how much oxygen each unit can carry. The capillaries, by how close that blood gets to the working muscle. And the mitochondria, the tiny engines inside the muscle fibers that actually burn the oxygen. When any one of those links is weak, the climb gets harder and the clock runs longer. In a lab, VO2 max is measured directly, with a mask on a treadmill that captures the air you breathe out. A routine treadmill stress test only estimates it. A staircase just asks the same question for free. This is why the staircase is honest. It loads every link in that chain at once, in under a minute. A body that struggles on the stairs is not failing. It is undersupplied. In 2018, a team led by Kyle Mansager published a study in JAMA Network Open. They looked at roughly 122,000 patients who had each run a treadmill test, then tracked over the following years who lived and who did not. The pattern was clean. The higher the measured fitness, the lower the death rate from any cause. Not just heart deaths, every cause, and each step up the fitness scale dropped the risk again. Accent color. E64A19. 2 findings stood out. First, there was no ceiling. The fittest group kept gaining benefit, with no point where more fitness stopped helping or started to hurt. Second, the very lowest fitness group carried a risk on the same scale as living with serious heart disease or diabetes. Read that again. Being unfit was not a small disadvantage. On the data, it sat right beside the conditions people fear most. This is a correlation, not a promise. Fitness describes the odds, not the verdict. But the size of the effect is very hard to ignore. Low fitness is not neutral. It is its own risk factor. Here is the part that matters most after 50. VO2 max does not hold steady through life. It drifts downward on its own by roughly 10% every decade once you are a grown adult. And after 50, for most people, that slope quietly gets steeper. Left alone, the math is slow but relentless. Roughly speaking, a staircase that took, say, 40 seconds at 50 can start taking close to a full minute by 60. The flight that once felt easy becomes the flight you start to avoid, so you take the elevator instead, and the decline only speeds up because this engine stays built only as long as it is used. That is the stakes part, said plainly. A low VO2 max in later life tracks with falling, with frailty, with slowly losing the ability to live on your own terms, in your own home. The same number that quietly predicts how long also shapes how well those years are spent. But here is the exception inside the rule. The slope is not fixed in stone. Training does not stop the years, yet it clearly bends the line. People who keep loading the system age down a gentler, slower curve. Decline is a slope. It does not have to be a cliff. The protocol is 2 simple loads, and the staircase already gives you both of them. The first load builds the base. It is called Zone 2. Easy, steady movement at a pace where you can still hold a conversation, but would honestly rather not. A brisk walk counts, so does a slow, unhurried climb. This is the work that grows new cap-e-layer E's and new mitochondria, the whole supply side of oxygen. Aim for 20 to 40 minutes, a few days a week. The second load lifts the ceiling, short, harder bursts. Climb a flight quickly, walk back down to recover, then climb again. Just a handful of rounds. This is what pushes the heart to deliver more blood per beat, and that is what actually raises VO2 max itself. The staircase does both, for free, with no membership and no prescription. The same 60 steps that tested you become the tool that trains you. Build slowly and stop if anything hurts. Bodies respond on a timeline. Within a couple of weeks, the climb starts to feel easier. Within months, the clock on those same 4 flights drops measurably on the very same staircase. So what is the staircase really showing? Not a fate. A predictor is a description of odds, read off large groups of people over many years. It tells you which way the wind is blowing, not exactly where you personally will land. Plenty of people beat the average every day. The number is information. It is not a sentence handed down. And remember, one staircase is a rough gauge, not a proper medical test. If a climb leaves you in real pain, dizzy, or with a chest that tightens or aches, that is a reason to see a doctor, not a reason to push harder the next morning. What the climb captures is something quieter and almost Feynman simple. The body does not coast. Every system that carries oxygen stays built only while it is regularly asked to work. Stop asking, and it quietly hands the capacity back. Keep asking, even gently, and it keeps the capacity ready. That is the resolution to the paradox in the title. A hard climb at 60 is rarely the body breaking down. It is the body answering a question it has not been asked in years. The staircase does not predict your future. It reports how well you have been supplying your own engine.